Visit the mall no matter what. It can't be saved. Visit now in the next year and a half or you will miss out. I'm prepared for the worst. There you go. Take it from Larry. Visit the mall now. Now is the time.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
When there's no more room in hell.
So in the Living Dead Weekend group on Facebook, a guy named Alexander Rapika posted, this is 4 days ago, I guess. It says, hey everyone, just for full disclosure, I work in the mall, and this information is coming secondhand from individuals on the security staff, but nonetheless, it's very worrisome. Cypress/Walmart wants a substantial, if not total, demolition of the building for an outdoor shopping center like the waterfront here in Pittsburgh. Tenants will have leasing options into 2026, but apparently they want everyone gone by April 2027. So, this guy works in the mall and probably hears some rumor and some rumblings and some innuendo from different people. And who knows if any of it's true. I mean, you know how shit goes. It's just one thing after another. People will say something. It's like you tell a friend, and then they tell two friends, and before you know, who knows. But so he posted that about 4 days ago, and I was like, that sounds dire, but that's kind of what we were expecting. That's kind of what we were thinking about, a timeline for something. If something, for whatever's going to happen to the mall, we knew it was going to be within the next couple of years, because it's not like Walmart's going to buy a piece of property and just hold on to it forever and just run it as is. They're going to want to put a Walmart there. They're going to want to do something with it. And it's sucks because I've seen more and more, it seems like here lately, I've been seeing more and more like news stories and articles and stuff about Walmart buying up these malls and turning them into like little strip malls, or it's like a Walmart and plus some. And then they add, a strip mall of some other stores and stuff. Which is kind of what we all kind of expected to happen with the mall anyway. Once we heard that Walmart was buying it, we didn't know if they would keep a piece of it, make Walmart like honestly, like best case scenario would probably be Walmart, a partial demolition maybe, and then Walmart being like a big anchor store, and then keeping the mall kind of connected to the Walmart possibly. But that's not something that you really hear of too fucking often. And I see more and more stories here lately of Walmart buying up these old, dying malls and demolishing them and building Walmarts there. So with that said, I mean, the future of the mall, we know, Living Dead Weekend in October, that's going to be going ahead. Looks like there's a pretty good chance there's going to be no Living Dead next June, next summer. So we still got that. But then after that, it's just kind of, it's all up in the air. Who knows? So yeah, I mean, like I said, those rumors have been kind of going around this past week, which makes me think there's a little bit of validity to it. And it would make total sense if that is the case, and that's kind of what happens to the mall after the fact, is they're going to build a Walmart and then maybe add a little strip mall onto it off to the side. But I think the odds of that mall staying intact is slim to none at this point. So again, I say this to you guys that have never been to the mall, have always wanted to go to the mall, or have always wanted to go to a Living Dead Weekend and experience, Larry's tours and experience the mall while you can, because it looks like we got about a 2-year time period there. Just guessing. Nobody knows for sure, but again, this is Walmart. They don't give a shit about. And I see people all the time, they're like, oh, why don't you sign the petition? Or, why don't, we try to make this a historical landmark. And it's like, I guess you could try to do shit like that. But again, it's not public. It's not like a piece of public property or something. This is a private, it's a private business. It's a private property, kind of thing, where it's like they can do with it what they want because they own the fucking property now. And there's no way that Walmart's just going to say, yeah, we'll leave it a mall. And because, there's fans of this movie from 55 years ago or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, or not 55, but, damn near 50 years ago. And it's Walmart, man. That's all I can say. It's fucking a Walmart. So I don't think any petition or anything's going to help. I think the best case scenario is maybe they, certain parts of it get put into a museum or something, like, the Heinz Museum or something. I don't fucking know, but like I said, I think it's safe to say that time's winding down, time's running out, and yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense to me that April 2027 or sometime around that time would probably be the time. And we've talked about it. I mean, we talked about it when we did the big group stream. It's like when the time comes that mall is torn down or whatever's going to happen to it. I don't even like saying if I could torn down, demolished. I don't like those words. When that time comes, like I want to be there. Just almost as like, and not to just like ransack, like, oh, I'm gonna grab a pile of bricks or whatever, which I'll probably still do some of that too. I don't know, but I know we mentioned like Larry will be there with a U-Haul, I'm sure, which he should. Like, a lot of this stuff should be preserved. Like I said, I got a whole stack of shit from the airport over there. Like, I get it. Like, I totally get it. I will do the same with the mall. But I would, almost as a point of closure and kind of to see it being torn down almost. Because the way that I always thought about it for years, I mean, we always know. I mean, it's one of the oldest malls in the U.S. I mean, it was one of the first indoor malls in the U.S. So the fact that it's still open and running now and has, the traffic and everything going for it that it does is pretty incredible. I mean, it's really outlived its lifespan in many ways. Because malls are it's not the thing anymore. So it's pretty amazing that mall's still there as it is. But my thought always was, oh, one day it'll just be one of those dead malls that there's no stores in and it's just like there's nothing there. And eventually it'll just close and it'll just sit there and shit'll grow up and it'll rust and fall or whatever. But at least you could still go and visit, even if it's not open or it's not an active mall anymore, at least you could still go there and touch it. You can still touch the wall. And now just the reality that it's like, well, sooner rather than later, it's just not going to exist anymore. Like, that kind of sucks. So to kind of, I don't know if it would be easier or harder to see it being demolished when the time comes. To just stand back, crack open an Iron City, and just kind of watch it and just say, that's the end, And I don't think it's gonna like affect my interest in the films or anything like that. Like, I always thought that when George died, like, I always had that thought, like, when George passed away, it was always, well, okay, maybe this period of my life is over and, we'll move on. And, well, no, here I am all these years later. And it's like, no, I'm still talking about it and still love this shit. So, I mean, it's not going to affect my passion or anything for it. Just, the mall is now gone. And like I said, there will still be Living Dead weekends, and there will still be there will still be reasons to visit Pittsburgh for sure. But that mall was just kind of the mecca to me. That was my dream as a kid. Like, when I first discovered Dawn of the Dead and found out that was an actual mall. When I first got online and saw, all these people where you can actually see people I visited the mall. The mall is still here, and the bridge is still here, and all, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, like, I can visit the mall. Like, I can go there. And I never did for years because it just seemed like some far off dream. It was like, oh, this is, thousands of miles away. This is on the other side of the earth. And when you're young and broke, like, it is kind of on the other side of the earth. But yeah, I mean, I'll never forget the first time. It was the first family vacation we took with Everly when she was 8 months old at the time. I was like, it was after COVID and it was 2001 Living Dead weekend. I was like, it's time to go. This is the family vacation I got to take because I got to go now. Because that was when I started hearing that the airport was going to be torn down. I was like, I got to get to the airport before it's gone. And I'm glad I did because it is gone now. So again, if any of you guys love this movie and are as passionate about this stuff as I am, which I suspect, at fucking, almost 1 o'clock on a Sunday, if you're still watching this, I'm sure you're just as passionate about this shit as I am. If you've never been to the mall, make the trip. Just to go, just to say I've been here. Just so when you watch the movie, you can say, I was there.